Aly Raisman is with us exclusively this morning. Aly, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Stephanie just wrapped up with this news of another coach who was facing some kind of allegations, forced to resign. We just talked about, you sat here a year ago in this chair. You were talking about kind of cleaning up the mess of USAG. How do you think it's going?
Well, it's really hard for me to put into words. I never imagined it would be this bad. I think that what I was just thinking about, I mean, over the last year is just there still has not been a full independent investigation by law enforcement, and that is just absolutely absurd. And until we have that, you know, it's very clear this problem is very much bigger than Steve Penny, Larry Nassar, and this new coach. And so it's so important to get to the bottom of it. And there is no new USA Gymnastics until we understand every single thing that happened, because we can't trust USA Gymnastics because they're not being transparent. She just said unspecified reasons. We don't even know what it is. So how can USA Gymnastics or the community believe them or know how to help?
Let's talk about Steve Penny for just a second. I think a lot of people see him as the former head of this thing. Maybe he sat up in an office. But this was a guy, and I remember him from the Olympics. He was in the stands. He was with the families. He was part of this community. So what do you think he should have done to protect you?
Well, the first thing he should have done when he was even the slightest bit suspicious of Larry Nassar is to go and report it to law enforcement, and he did not do that. From the very beginning, his priority and USA Gymnastics' priority was always to cover it up. I mean, Ron Gallimore is still working at USA Gymnastics, and he was part of the cover-up. Ron Gallimore was someone that was more concerned about protecting Larry Nassar. He was the one that covered for Larry Nassar and told the medical staff and anyone who asked that he's sick. And so they were always more concerned with protecting our abuser than protecting us. But Steve Penny was always that guy that everyone knew. He always, you know, was nice. And it just goes to show that, you know, just because somebody might be nice to somebody else, they treat other people differently. And we really have to all be educated to pick out these abusers, but also these enablers.
USA Gymnastics has changed leadership 3 times in the last year. What are they not getting right?
Well, I think, as I said, the most important thing is a full independent investigation. I think you can have a great CEO, but if the CEO, this new CEO, is still working with Ron Gallimore and other people that created this problem, and although they got a new board, I'm feeling like, you know, this board is more, it's more important to them to protect and fix this PR problem that they have, but they need to understand this is a child abuse problem, and it is so widespread and far-reaching, and so we need to understand the problem. But how many chances can we give the board? And we also have to look at the search committee. And, you know, for the people that were involved in the Mary Bono hiring, because they're not transparent, I have no idea what they were thinking. I have no idea if they're even looking into also investigating why these people thought she was a good idea, because if they're just going to pick the new CEO in a few weeks or a few months, how are they supposed to learn from it? I feel like they only had her resign because of the pressure from the media, but I'm concerned they don't understand why it wasn't a good choice.
You were so passionate about this. They called you, your fellow athletes called you the grandma, because you would look out for everybody. Would you be willing to be on a search committee to find this new CEO? Or, and I've thought about this, I know you're young, or would you yourself consider saying, you know what, maybe I should get in the driver's seat. Maybe I should be on the front end.
Well, you know, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I know the gymnasts are competing at World Championships right now, and I'm so impressed with them and so proud of them. And it's just, I can't even imagine how hard it is for them to represent an organization that just keeps making these same mistakes and does not care about athlete safety. But they are giving the gymnastics community something to smile about and something to be so proud about. So it's just, I'm so proud of them. But I think, you know, and I told this to Suzanne Lyons when I saw her with the USOC, and I said, as soon as you are transparent, there has been so many resignations over the last year with not one explanation. So it's USA Gymnastics is continuing to cover things up, and it's also not allowing them to learn from the past. If you are not transparent, you cannot learn from your mistakes. And even if there's new people in the board, I still feel like it's the same bad influence that created Larry Nassar is still a part of that, you know, new board, because they're still, you know, talking to Ron Gallimore. They're still working with people, and there still may be people there. We don't know, because there still hasn't been an investigation.
So you think they should just clean house completely and start all over? Is that the best idea?
You know, the problem is I don't have all the answers, but what I do know is that you could hire the best CEO, but if
Right.
you don't have the answers, if the CEO is still working with people that covered this up,
Sure.
you're never going to get anywhere. We're never going to be able to move forward. So I hope the next time I'm on the Today Show, I am with the new organization that has released all their documents and data, that has told us everything that has happened, that has, partnered with prevention, because we need to prevent all different kinds of abuse: verbal, sexual, physical, emotional, anything in between. We need to prevent it. We can't wait for this to happen. And so I hope the next time I'm on here, I am working with USA Gymnastics, because I hate feeling like I'm an adversary with them. It's really, really hard for me.
Well, lastly, just on a lighter note, Simone Biles is competing.
She says hi. I forgot to tell you.
Tell her hi for me.
Hi, because we love you.
I love you guys too. She's competing with a kidney stone. Who is she?
We were just talking about
Is that. Unbelievable?
I honestly don't know. She was texting me, actually. I think it was Friday night when she was texting me from the ER. She was like sending me a selfie. I'm like, you're the only person in the world that I don't know how she does it. She is so amazing. And I text her all the time. I'm like, send me your secrets, because incredible. I mean, I'm so proud of all of them.
Wow. All right, Aly, we hope next time you come on the Today Show, it's a different story.
Yes,
Aly, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Guys, over to you.
Remember when we asked Simone, are you human?
Right.
We're not sure. She's superhuman, right?
That Aly Raisman's quite the force, too.
Yes,
My
Aly.
goodness.
Thank you.